Hello. First and foremost, I'm just so proud to be a part of this community and all these people who got up to speak and, against, where people are scared and they're scared because of your actions. They're scared of retaliation. And honestly, I was scared too. I wasn't sure I was going to come up here. I told my mom I was coming here and she said, "Oh, Carrie, don't do it. You don't need trouble. There's some bad people associated with this group." That is sad. That is really sad. My mom said, "Carrie, don't do it. You don't need trouble." What kind of retaliation are you going to face if you get up there? You know why I'm here? I'm here because I care about our kids. I'm a taxpayer. And there's all these other people that spoke up, and I feel like I need to use my voice too. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be silenced by anybody. And my kids aren't in the Rochester schools anymore. I pulled them out several years ago. And Jane, your story really touched me. I have a child with special needs, and in your schools, the pain that we endured in the Rochester schools was so bad. We had we got tricked into signing something that wasn't an IEP. It was the level below, and I'm blanking on what it was. 504, it hadn't even been in place for 2 weeks when it was violated. And I'll never forget it. The learning consultant responded to my email and said, "We purposely wrote it vague so that anybody could provide those supports, including his own teacher." Teacher had over 30 students. Those supports were not provided. We left. I have 3 kids. I paid $30,000 to send my child to Eaton Academy because you wouldn't provide any support to a family that was suffering. That is shameful. I moved here from Chicago. I grew up in the Rochester schools. When I convinced my husband, a Chicago native, to move to Michigan, I convinced him to move to Rochester. He wanted Birmingham, honestly. And we chose Rochester because of the Rochester schools. And then we were so disappointed beyond measure. The year that we left the Rochester Community Schools was one of the most difficult years of my life because it was so sad to feel that you guys didn't care about my children and that you were more worried about whatever it was going to cost to provide those services than to just actually help a child who needed it. And so then to hear of the actions that are occurring today, the way the money is being spent, and how in the world did Shaner qualify for this huge raise? I mean, I'm a recruiter for a living. I place people in jobs. I understand how performance is measured and how people get raises. This man got the biggest raise, and our teachers got very little. No additional funds to the special needs programs. We've got dilapidated buildings. I just don't understand how these decisions are being made, and I'm really upset that you are silencing our community and our voices and what we need for our children.